What if I told you that every single time you book a flight, you're being systematically scammed by a multi-billion-dollar industry that has perfected the art of legal theft? What if the great deal you just booked is actually designed to drain your wallet through hidden tricks that most passengers never even realize are happening? Today, we're exposing the 15 most shocking airline money-making schemes that generate over $15 billion in pure profit every single year. From psychological pricing manipulation that makes you overpay without knowing it, to baggage fee scams that turn your vacation into their payday, we're pulling back the curtain on an entire industry built on deception. Some of these tricks are so underhanded that airlines spend millions lobbying to keep them legal. The aviation industry has turned passenger ignorance into their most profitable business model, and they're laughing all the way to the bank while you're stuck paying ridiculous fees for services that used to be free. Hit subscribe because this information is pure gold that could save you thousands on your next trip. Let's dive into the airline money-making machine that's been picking your pocket for decades. Secret 1, the phantom seat scam. Picture this. You're booking a flight and the website shows only 3 seats left at this price. Panic sets in. You book immediately, terrified of missing out. But here's what they don't tell you, that scarcity is completely fake. Airlines use dynamic inventory management to create artificial urgency. Those only 3 seats left notifications, they're triggered by algorithms designed to pressure you into booking right now, not actual seat availability. The same flight might show limited seats to you while showing plenty available to someone else browsing from a different device. Studies reveal that up to 60% of these scarcity warnings are psychological manipulation, not real inventory shortages. Airlines have discovered that false urgency increases booking rates by 35% and prevents price comparison shopping. Here's what smart travelers do. Open multiple browser tabs, check different devices, even ask a friend to search the same flight. You'll often find completely different availability messages. This one trick alone exposes how airlines manufacture fear to manipulate your spending decisions. Secret 2, the baggage fee pyramid scheme. Here's the most brilliant scam in aviation history. Airlines deliberately lowered base ticket prices, then charged you separately for everything that used to be included. They call it unbundling, but it's actually economic warfare against passengers. Years ago, baggage was free. Now checking a single bag can cost $35 each way, and overweight fees start at $100. But here's the real kicker. Airlines make more profit from baggage fees than from selling actual seats on many routes. Delta alone generated $1.5 billion from baggage fees last year. That's pure profit because your bag was flying anyway, and handling costs haven't increased significantly. They've essentially created a tax on being a normal human who needs clothes on vacation. The psychology is diabolical. They advertise a $200 flight, knowing you'll pay $270 after baggage fees. But your brain anchored on $200, so you feel like you got the advertised deal. Meanwhile, airlines pocket billions from what's essentially a mandatory hidden fee that 95% of travelers end up paying. Secret 3, the overbooking money machine. Airlines intentionally sell more tickets than they have seats, knowing some passengers won't show up. Sounds reasonable, right? Wrong. This isn't just about filling empty seats. It's a calculated profit machine that treats you like cargo. When everyone shows up, airlines offer voluntary bumping compensation. But here's the dirty secret. They start with lowball offers like $200 vouchers, hoping desperate passengers will accept. Those vouchers, they're monopoly money with restrictions that make them nearly worthless. The real scam happens with involuntary bumping. Airlines can legally kick you off flights you paid for, and their compensation limits are a joke. Domestic flights max out at $1,550, regardless of how much your ruined trip actually costs you. Airlines use sophisticated algorithms to predict no-shows, but they deliberately err on the side of overbooking because the profit margins are insane. They'd rather deal with angry passengers than empty seats because angry passengers usually just accept whatever compensation is offered rather than fight. Secret 4, the change fee trap. Need to change your flight? Prepare to get robbed. Airlines charge change fees that often exceed the original ticket price, and it's completely intentional. They've turned flight flexibility into a luxury product. Here's the psychology. They offer cheap tickets with harsh restrictions, knowing life happens. When you need to change flights, they hit you with fees ranging from $200 to $500, plus any fare difference. For a $150 original ticket, changing flights might cost $400 total. If your seat goes empty, airlines often resell it to someone else. So they collect your change fee, keep your original payment, and get paid again by the new passenger. It's double dipping at its finest. Smart travelers book refundable tickets or use credit cards that waive change fees. Airlines hate this because it costs them billions in easy money they've become addicted to collecting from trapped passengers. Secret 5. The seat selection extortion. Remember when choosing your seat was free? Airlines realized they could charge extra for basic human dignity, like sitting next to your family or avoiding the bathroom row. They've weaponized discomfort deliberately, designing terrible seat assignments to force you into paid upgrades. Families get split up randomly, couples are separated, and everyone gets the middle seat unless they pay ransom fees starting at $25 per flight. The premium seat scam is even worse. They take regular seats, add 2 inches of legroom, and charge $100+ extra. These aren't first-class seats. They're normal seats from 20 years ago before airlines started cramming passengers in like sardines. Airlines generate billions from seat fees by creating artificial scarcity of comfortable seating. They've literally monetized basic human needs like stretching your legs or sitting with your children. The house always wins because passengers need to sit somewhere, and airlines control every square inch of real estate. Secret 6. The credit card miles illusion. Airline credit cards promise amazing rewards, but they're actually elaborate schemes to trap you in debt while devaluing their own currency. Miles aren't money. They're company script that airlines manipulate at will. Here's how the con works. Airlines partner with banks to issue credit cards, earning billions in fees. They seduce you with sign-up bonuses like 60,000 miles that sound valuable but cost them almost nothing to provide because they control redemption rates. Those miles lose value constantly through devaluation. Airlines can change award charts anytime, making your miles worth less overnight. It's legalized theft of value you already earned. The credit card fees are the real gold mine. Every time you swipe that airline credit card, the bank pays the airline a percentage. They make more money from you using their credit card than from you flying their planes. You're literally paying them to advertise their brand while carrying their debt. Secret 7. The hidden fuel surcharge racket. Airlines love to advertise $99 flights, then hit you with mandatory fuel surcharges that can double the price. These fees persist even when oil prices drop, proving they're not actually tied to fuel. When crude oil was $100 per barrel, airlines introduced fuel surcharges as temporary measures. Oil is now half that price, but those surcharges remain. It's pure profit disguised as cost recovery. International flights are the worst offenders, with fuel surcharges reaching $400+ per ticket. Airlines claim these fees cover volatile fuel costs, but their own financial reports show fuel expenses as a predictable percentage of operations. The scam works because fuel surcharges don't appear in advertised prices during comparison shopping. You only see the real cost at checkout, after you're emotionally committed to the trip. Airlines have turned necessary business expenses into additional revenue streams that passengers unknowingly subsidize twice. Secret 8. The airport monopoly markup. Think those $15 sandwiches are just airport greed. Wrong. Airlines deliberately create captive markets where you have no choice but to pay inflated prices, and they get a cut of every purchase. Airlines often own or have partnerships with airport concessions. That $6 bottle of water, the airline gets a percentage. They've created a system where they profit from your desperation after confiscating your drinks at security. The monopoly extends to ground, transportation, parking, and even hotel bookings. Airlines negotiate exclusive deals that eliminate competition and guarantee kickbacks. They've turned airports into shopping malls where they're the landlord collecting rent from every transaction. Even worse, airlines deliberately schedule tight connections that force you to buy overpriced food instead of eating before or after the airport. They've monetized your hunger, thirst, and time pressure. Every minute you spend trapped in their facilities generates revenue through inflated pricing. Secret 9, the business travel premium exploitation. Airlines have perfected the art of extracting maximum money from business travelers who don't pay their own bills. Corporate travel policies often require booking through specific channels, eliminating price competition. Last-minute business bookings can cost 10 times more than advanced leisure travel for identical seats. Airlines use sophisticated algorithms to identify business travelers through booking patterns, email domains, and payment methods, then serve them higher prices automatically. The Tuesday afternoon flight costs 3 times more than Wednesday, because airlines know business travelers need specific departure times. They've turned necessity into profit maximization, charging premium prices for flights that would otherwise go unsold. Business class represents the ultimate markup scam. Airlines spend maybe $300 extra per passenger on bigger seats and better food, then charge $3,000 plus its premiums. The profit margins are obscene because business travelers aren't spending their own money, and companies often have travel policies requiring business class for long flights. Corporate contracts appear to offer discounts but often lock companies into higher baseline rates than savvy individual travelers pay. Secret 10, the group booking bait and switch. Planning a family reunion or company retreat? Airlines have special traps for group bookings that make individual tickets seem expensive by comparison, then hit you with penalties and restrictions that cost more than booking separately. Group rates require advance payment for blocks of seats, with heavy penalties for changes or cancellations. Airlines know groups have inflexible dates and destinations, so they eliminate price competition by requiring long-term commitments. The real scam: group coordinators get free tickets for booking large groups, but those costs are built into everyone else's inflated prices. You're subsidizing someone else's free trip without knowing it. Airlines often require groups to book identical flights for all passengers, eliminating the ability to find deals on alternate routings. They've turned group solidarity into profit maximization, knowing groups won't abandon members to save money on individual bookings. Secret 11, the loyalty program, devaluation cycle. Frequent flyer programs aren't rewards. They're psychological manipulation designed to create artificial loyalty while constantly reducing benefits. Airlines have turned customer appreciation into elaborate Ponzi schemes. Every few years, airlines enhance their programs by requiring more miles for the same rewards. What once cost 25,000 miles now costs 75,000 miles, but they present it as program improvements rather than massive devaluations. Elite status benefits disappear gradually. Priority boarding becomes available for purchase, free bags require higher status levels, and lounge access gets restricted. Airlines give with one hand while taking with the other, always ensuring the house wins. The cruelest trick is expiring miles. Airlines delete your earned rewards after 18 months of inactivity, keeping billions in unredeemed miles as pure profit. They've convinced customers to chase rewards that disappear if not used immediately, creating artificial urgency that benefits only the airline. Secret 12, the dynamic pricing algorithm. Airlines use artificial intelligence to track your browsing history and adjust prices in real time based on your perceived desperation. The more you search for a flight, the higher the price becomes. Algorithms analyze your location, device type, browsing patterns, and even the time of day to determine how much you're willing to pay. Searching from an expensive zip code? Higher prices. Using a Mac instead of PC? Premium pricing. Looking at flights late at night? Desperation surcharge. Airlines share data across booking platforms, so clearing cookies doesn't help. They've created a surveillance network that follows you across websites, building psychological profiles to maximize revenue extraction. The fix requires counterintelligence. Use VPNs to hide location, browse in incognito mode, and never search repeatedly for the same route. Smart travelers book immediately when they find acceptable prices because algorithms are programmed to punish hesitation with higher costs. Secret 13, the code share commission scam. When you book a flight operated by one airline but sold by another, you're entering a profit-sharing arrangement designed to confuse accountability and maximize fees. Code share partnerships aren't customer convenience. They're revenue multiplication schemes. Airlines sell seats on partners' planes at inflated prices, keeping substantial commissions while providing no actual service. When problems arise, they blame the operating carrier and refuse responsibility, leaving passengers trapped between companies that won't help. The real scam happens with changes and cancellations. Each airline blames the other and charges separate fees. What should be one transaction becomes multiple revenue opportunities as airlines ping-pong responsibility while collecting fees at each step. Code shares allow airlines to advertise destinations they don't actually serve, creating false competition that props up higher prices across the industry. They've turned airline partnerships into customer confusion that generates profit through complexity most travelers never understand. Secret 14: the ancillary revenue explosion. Airlines now make more money from extras than from selling seats. Checked bags, seat selection, food, Wi-Fi, blankets, everything that used to be included is now an additional profit center. They advertise low base prices to win comparison shopping, knowing the real cost emerges through mandatory add-ons. A $200 ticket becomes $350 after baggage, seats, and food, but you're already committed by the time hidden costs appear. International flights are the worst offenders, with ancillary fees reaching $200+ per passenger. Airlines have perfected the art of making necessities seem like luxury upgrades, charging premium prices for basic human needs. The most offensive example, charging for water on flights over 4 hours. They've monetized dehydration, knowing passengers have no alternatives at 35,000 feet. Every basic service has become a revenue opportunity, turning air travel into an expensive a la carte experience where nothing is included. Secret 15: the bankruptcy protection racket. Airlines use bankruptcy laws as business strategy, not last resort. They deliberately accumulate debt, then use Chapter 11 protection to break union contracts, eliminate pension obligations, and restart, with lower costs while keeping profitable routes. The scam works because airline bankruptcies don't stop operations. They continue flying while courts force creditors to accept pennies on the dollar. Shareholders get wiped out, but executives receive bonuses for successfully restructuring companies they deliberately drove into bankruptcy. Passengers lose accumulated miles, prepaid tickets become worthless, and gift certificates disappear overnight. Airlines emerge from bankruptcy debt-free, while customers absorb losses from their financial mismanagement. The government enables this cycle by treating airlines as too big to fail, providing bailouts that privatize profits while socializing losses. Airlines have learned they can operate recklessly, extract maximum short-term profits, then use bankruptcy protection to reset their obligations while keeping valuable assets like airport slots and route authorities. There you have it. 15 airline money-making schemes that generate over $15 billion in hidden profits every single year. From phantom scarcity that pressures you into booking overpriced flights, to baggage fee pyramids that turn your vacation into their payday, airlines have perfected the art of legal theft. The aviation industry has spent decades transforming air travel from a service into a series of profit traps, turning every aspect of your journey into additional revenue. They've weaponized psychology, technology, and even bankruptcy laws to systematically extract maximum money from passengers who have no alternative options. Subscribe and ring that notification bell to learn how to fight back against these billion-dollar con artists. Knowledge is power, and now you have the intelligence to travel smarter and keep your money where it belongs.